there, whippersnappers, it's Tortoise the Gray. Welcome back to another very exciting episode of Minecraft on the Farside server. Today, as promised, we are going to be going on with the stable here at spawn. Finally getting this project going. So let's just go ahead and jump right on into it. This is going to be a big build, so it's going to be a lot of building today. And I hope you guys enjoy. So let's dump the horse back off up here because the stable is not yet built, so we don't have anywhere to put him down there. Still looking for my horse with the gold armor. Don't know what happened to it, but I have a suspicion now. As I was preparing to record, I'd left my horse at this in the middle here for a minute while I went to grab some more materials from the shop, and in that short period of time, Sirens wandered around the corner and jumped on my horse and just started riding away. So I'm not sure. He said he was going to hide it and then brutally butcher it or something to that extent. I forget what exact words he used, but he was going to kill it. So I fear for the fate of my gold armored horse who had no name, but hopefully this stable will give us a place to keep track of all of our traveling companions, and they will not wander off or die or anything like that in the future. So fingers crossed. But yeah, so let's jump in here today. If you guys have been watching my videos, especially last episode and a couple of other episodes, this is a build I've been planning to do for a long time. Let's we can clear this out because we are going to get going on it. So we've been planning to do this build for a very long time, and I'm excited to finally get into it. We don't really have, like I said, anywhere where horses can go. This isn't honestly a very horse-friendly spawn, if I'm being totally honest. I was just riding around, and both me and my horse took a considerable amount of damage. It's very claustrophobic here in spawn, at least for me. Lots of really low overhangs, just all over the place. You got these lamps. This is what I was suffocating on most, like. Yeah, I mean, I guess there is a one wide gap here, but it's I don't know. It's not the most horse-friendly spawn, and certainly we can't get horses into the portal and stuff. But I figure if people want to use horses for one thing or another, I'd like to have some place where they can put those. So we're gonna get going on that. That's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna get going on the horses. So the plan is we're building a stable. It's gonna be a relatively big build. Because I wanted to, we've only got like 15 or 16 members on the server right now, but you know, my goal or my desire would be for us to get at least 5 or 6 more. I'd like to get around 20, especially I don't know if the episodes will be going up yet by the time this episode comes out, but recently we recorded a Farside versus Apple Tree UHC. So there's going to be a UHC coming out. I'm part of that, so that's going to be the first recorded UHC that's showed up on my channel here. So that'll be exciting. It was a lot of fun. I hope you guys will tune into that when it shows up. But you know, we ended up having to do Farside versus Apple Tree. You know, it's something we maybe had talked about doing at some point, but really the precipitate for it this time was I don't know what Sirens is doing over there. Hey, Sirens. How's it going, buddy? Okay, I'm gonna get building here. I don't know why I didn't start yet. So the precipitate for us doing the Apple Tree versus Farside UHC was really mainly the Farside server had planned a UHC, and we had gotten a bunch of people to confirm that they were going to come, and then a bunch of people ended up not showing up. So we weren't able to do it on our own, at least not real effectively. I mean, we could have done a small one, but you know, it's more fun when you've got more people in there. So, and so really, I would love to get some more people on the server just so that we can, you know, do those kinds of activities without a whole lot of trouble. I mean, it was kind of like pulling teeth getting people to like commit to showing up, and then a handful of people who did commit to show up didn't end up showing up. So it would just be cool if we could get some more active, not even just, I mean, I would love, if we added people, I would love for them to be active, but I mean, even if we could just get some more bodies in here so that when we do events like this, or like that, the UHC, you know, that people actually are around. And we've got more people to kind of pester into showing up. Of course it's raining. So yeah, so the reason, what I'm saying here is we've got 15 or 16 people on this server at the moment, but I'm going to be building this stable to accommodate 20 stalls. So that's going to be... I have no idea what Sirens is doing here. He's creeping me out. I'm sure he's just trying to AFK safely or something, but it's weirding me out, dude. So that's the whole point of that rant. Sorry, I didn't really intend to do a rant about the size of the Farside server today, but that's why I'm putting in 20 stalls, just to accommodate growth, because my desire is that there will be growth, and so I'm going to be optimistic and put in enough stalls that we can accommodate several people. And so this is it's going to be, that's why it's pretty big. I mean, we only really probably need 15 stalls, and really, if I'm being honest, we probably only need like 5, because I don't know how many people are still active on this server, and of those people, I don't know who uses horses in any capacity. And again, with most of us having moved out of spawn at this point, and the portal not really being horse friendly, I don't know. Realistically, I may be the only one using this, I guess. I don't know. But we'll see. I know Sirens is pretty close to spawn. His base is a little farther away though, so I don't know if he'll actually use this space or not, but I'm hoping that people will. Because I'm trying to make it more than just a stable. I'm trying to make this like the central location for like getting in touch with people. So like each stall is going to be like assigned. It's not going to be like just grab one when you show up. Well, I mean, I may allow people to pick their own, I guess, but I'm going to have signs for people to put up so people know, well, this is, you know, Wumbo's stall, and it's going to have a sign with his name on it, and so people will know, well, that's where Wumbo's stuff will be. And so with that, so I'm going to have a, let me do it real quick. I'll build one and show you. So we've got 2 doors here so people can get in and out. We're going to have regular fence post. Then we're going to have, I think this is the placing I want for this, but I think this sign with people's name is going to be right there. And then my plan is to currently then have, one second. Ooh, I apologize. My throat was not being friendly to me there for a minute. But so the plan is kind of like this, and let's see, we can throw up some of this other stuff too. So let's see, we've got this and that, this and that. And then there's going to be some other stuff up above here too. But so really what we're going to have then is, you've got this space, you've got the sign, so this will be, you know, Tortimer, and then I'm going to have a chest here. So this is kind of also going to be like the post office. We don't really have anything like that too, or like on the Minecraft server they've got like the training center or whatever. Some place where you can go where everybody has a chest. Sorry, Mr. Enderman. Not my fault. Someplace you can go where everybody's got a chest, and so if I need to drop off something for, you know, I don't know, whoever, if, you know, Fargo, you know, maybe I don't know exactly where he's building right now, and so I'll be like, well, it'll be in your chest at the stable or whatever, and I know that I can go and find a chest for Fargo there, and I know that everyone will know where that is. So that's kind of the goal, not only just to have horses here, but I mean, so if people want some place to put their horse, now they will have it. And then we'll also have kind of a post office-y kind of thing, kind of the Pony Express kind of deal with the, I guess in the Old West they used to deliver, you know, mail by horses and stuff, so here we go. That's what we're going to try out, and just see how it works. I think it's a cool build. Again, like I mentioned in last episode, I've taken a lot of inspiration from some of the great builders here on the Farside server, because I haven't done a lot of this. I'm in the Steampunk district technically, and I haven't done a lot of steampunk type builds before, and so I've spent a lot of time playing around with this design, and I'm pretty happy with it now. But I've kind of taken some design elements from Vodka and from Raz on both of their builds. They've got some great builds on the server. They do a great job. And And so I'm stealing a little bit from them with how this is going to look, and I hope that, you know, nobody's like offended by that. I hope that they take it as the compliment that it's meant to be. But I hope they don't get on and be like, hey, this looks just like one of my builds, you're taking credit. And it's like, well, okay. I'm sure they won't. I'm sure they won't. But yeah, so that's the plan. I'm going to go ahead and jump ahead here just a little bit and get at least the stable part done. At least for the most part, get the majority of stuff in here, and then we'll get going on the top of it, because really the stable is just one portion of this build. So I will see you guys again in just a second after I've made a little bit more progress, and hopefully after this rain has stopped, because oh lord, it's annoying. So I will see you guys again in just a second. Alright guys, welcome back. I'm bringing you back in a little earlier than I was thinking I might, just because I've just made the executive decision that that this is going to be a two-part episode, because whoo, a lot of stuff going on here, and I really want you guys to be a part of it. I don't want to just like, I don't want to get too far ahead of it. I think that, you know, this part of the process is as good as the other, so I want to have you guys here for it. But so let's continue on. I've got in I put in all the fences and the signs and the chests, just all that stuff. Got it out of my inventory. We're done with it now. So that's all in. This is all pretty much the same, except for that I've now started blocking in the actual stalls. So everyone gets a 3x3 area. It holds 2 horses comfortably. So if you've got more than that, I guess you'll have to make other arrangements. But for now, I think that's probably going to be more than sufficient for most people. So yeah, that's what we're going with. This is not going to be gravel, but I just had a ton of gravel when I started laying out. I used the aisleways as a guide, so this is gonna. I think this was planned to be grass or something, and then I'm gonna have hay in the stalls. But I don't really remember, so I guess we'll find that out together at some point. But let's continue on here. So we've got to, now that we've got the so now that we've got the bottoms laid out here, we've got to get the rest going. So what I would like to do with that is let us. I've got some of these slabs here, and so we've got a 2 wide gap here, and I think horses can get through 2 wide. I think they're only 2 tall. So the plan is to we take this 2 wide gap and we make it just a 1 wide gap with these slabs, and it also adds a little extra texture in here for the build, which is good. I don't really think I've got this smooth stone being used anywhere else in particular, so this is really the only place where this texture is going to get called out, and I think it'll be good. It helps to break up. Most of the bottom here is going to be cobble, as well as you know, obviously we've got the wood texture here, and I've got some spruce logs on me here that I'll show you. I'll show you how we use those here in a second. But so I wanted to at least break up the gray textures, kind of like out at the new base there. I wanted to, you know, I want to use these textures, but if you use too much of one, so cobble is actually a much more versatile texture than people give it credit for. People always are down on cobble as a building material, but I think that the issue is that people will just create like a full cobble structure without really breaking it up with anything. And I think if you use it properly, if you intermix other textures and things like that in with it, especially within its own color gradient, it really helps to mellow out the cobble, and it can just be a very versatile, readily accessible material, which is great for most uses. So that's what we're going to do. It helps to, you know, like I said, within the color gradient, it helps to break up that texture, because otherwise the things don't really flow well with it, and it can clash just because of that too. So so yeah, and that goes for really any block here in Minecraft. I have the same issue with wood. In fact, I probably have more issue with wood, to be honest, because I love using the wood for builds. because I like its texture and the colors of wood all go together well. But if you use too much, just like planks or whatever, it's a detriment more than anything. So yeah, it's just something to be careful if you're doing big, especially big builds of your own. For like littler builds, it's not as much of an issue because you just got less space that you're working with, so you don't really see that, I don't know, not contrast, but conflict as frequently. But yeah, so let me I'll fill this rest of this in later. But let's continue on. This Zombert's gonna come for me right now. Man, these days are short. Is it really night already? Come on at me, bro. Let's do it. Let's get it over with. Come on. So, man, yeah, these nights are short. Or days are short, rather. I feel like I just slept before I started up. Although I might have slept before I continued working on this. I don't remember when that fell, but so let me finish off the slabs I've got on me, and then we'll move on to another segment here. So we've got slabs in there. Let me flick around. Okay, so let's grab some logs here, and so then we're gonna go. And what I want these to go there and there, and actually I probably want, let me get my axe on the bar. So then we've got, because if we look at the other steampunk builds here, it's a lot of stone, a lot of spruce wood, and that seems to be pretty common. You get the stone and the spruce wood here, at least in Vodka's builds, that seems to be a lot of it, and really, to get steampunky, it's a lot of the stacking stuff, which mine's not going to really be, but it's you got a sturdy support, and then it just kind of builds up crazily, and a lot of this white with the high contrast between the white and the spruce, so we're going to be using that in this build as well. So we'll see a lot. We're going to be putting in a lot of this kind of support stuff here, and let's actually, why did I jump down? Can I get back up there easily? Let's go right here. Alright, so what we're gonna do here is, so across the top here, so we've got the stone infrastructure, and then we're gonna have spruce wood beams. Ooh, I was sure I was gonna fall there. And so with these beams, it's gonna, both add some credibility to the structure, because a lot of times you'll see that kind of, whoop. Come on now. There we go. So a lot of times you'll see this in like real structures, which I think the steampunk is more of a, not really like real, because I don't know if there's real steampunky stuff that exists. I think that's more of like a genre that people have created. But so you've got this, but I think it just lends more credibility to the build, and it adds another fun texture in here that kind of goes really well with this stuff. So that's going to be how that works. This is going to come here, and so then at the same time in here you'll see the beams, and I've got to get some other stone above this, but let's go ahead and take another quick break. I'm going to throw in the rest of these beams, and then we will come back and I'll show you guys the progress that we've made. I gotta make some more slabs and get those in place too. So let's make a little bit more progress now that you guys kind of get a better idea of where we're going with it, and I will finish the rest of this, get everything else up to this point, and we'll continue on from there. So I'll see you guys again in just a second. Alright guys, welcome back. Finished up, well, not finished up, but got to the next stage of development here. So I've got all the tops of these stalls kind of put in. There's an extra, so we've got the wood here across, remember, and then there's another diagonal, and up from that there's another row of just cobble. Alright, I've got these beams in here, so these, remember we put in these posts, these now support just some structural beams in there, add some texture to the inside, and I think it looks pretty cool. And then this level is going to support like the floor of the top here. So not only is this going to be, and this is why I've broken it up into 2 episodes, I'm thinking now, because really they're drastically different builds, in the sense that like the stable, while entirely related to what's going to be on top, is not like the same thing. Like the stable is going to be for people to store their stuff, and then I'm going to be building, you know, a top to this so that it looks like a steampunky kind of build. But that's going to be used for something else. It's actually going to be a, I was talking to Cluster, it's going to be kind of a horse shop that I'm going to be putting up. We don't really have anything like that on here, and I figure I can breed up some decent horses, and if people don't have horses already and they want to have one to, you know, be able to put in the stable and all that, I'm going to breed up some good horses, figure out their stats and all that, and sell some horses to people. So that's kind of what's going to be up top there, just because I needed something to put up in there, and really I couldn't think of anything else, especially since it's such a huge build. Like really the footprint of this build is pretty big, and so the top level was going to just be some huge empty space, and I was like, well, what can I use this for? And decided that I could use it for a horse shop or whatever. So let's continue on here. Let me see. So I want to work on the exterior now. We've got kind of the inside here is what I'm calling, you know, so in here the detailing is pretty much done. So let's work on kind of the exterior here. Let's see. Yeah. So we've got some extra posts that come down here. So this is going to end up looking a lot like the inside, because it's the same build. So we've got these extra cobble posts that are going to come down in here, all around here, to give it a little extra depth. Ooh, I'm short on cobble apparently. I'm not. I've got a ton in this chest here. So let's grab some more of it. Alright. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put these on to give the outside a little extra depth. And then we're going to get rid of that. And so this will kind of hide some of the stuff we don't want people to see. All these, the ends of the logs and everything. It kind of just nicely ties this all up in a little bow for us. And then what we're going to do is a little bit more detail work on the exterior here, a lot more stairs. We're going to work in a little bit of cobble fence and regular fence, just to kind of keep those going, since the cobble fence is nice, especially within a cobble build, because it goes perfectly with it. Like the texture and everything is exactly the same, so it just allows you to do a little more detail work without it really being obvious, which is really nice. It's Minecraft doesn't have a lot of places where you're really able to get good detail in without it kind of being blatantly obvious what's happening there. So let's see. We've got let me filter my screenshot around a little bit here. Okay. So we've got this here. Clean this out. So we're putting in stairs there, just to make the bottom look a little more sturdy. We're gonna put stairs in, yeah, here, just like on the other sides. Oh, my chest and stuff are in the way here. Alrighty. And then let's see, is that okay? No, I did screw up something a little bit here. Nothing too crazy. But on these stables, we actually have, I guess I'll just leave all that there for now. And if I decide I need to clean that out, I'll do that. So on this end, because I want a full corner here, these are not the full 3 wide windows, it's just the 2 here. And then it's going to be the same on the other side here, so let's get that cleaned up real quick. Alright, put this here. Alright, so what's going to happen here now is, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I think that's how this works. Alright, and then we've also got this and that. And this goes all along here as well. Get some of this going there. Okay. Looking good, looking good. So then, let's get this side done. Gotta get another one here. Okay, so, oh, and you know what? No, I am completely wrong again. This is not right. Let's clear this out. Yeah. Alright, so, because we want, again, just like on the other side, we want to have this full corner here. So, it's purely just for external aesthetics, but, and I'll clean this up once I, oop. Get that. There we go. Get this. Alrighty, there we go. Finally, we're in the money now. So let's get these in place. Okay, so from here then, let's let me just show you what's gonna happen here. It's nothing super fancy or anything, but it's just a little bit of extra texture that I think adds a lot to the build. So in that corner then, we've got this cobble stuff and some just fancy stuff going on, and we do that in the corners of all of these here. Looks like I'm going to need more cobble fence, but I'll get to that in a minute. So all of these corners, so that's why we need the full block size here so that it can be flush with everything. Yeah, looking good, looking good. Okay. Sorry about that. I thought I had everything going perfectly. And then I'll throw these other stairs in here. Well, I haven't made cobble fences in so long. I honestly don't know if I know. Well, I'm sure I can figure it out. I think it's the grab a little bit more cobble. We'll do, and that gives you 6. So let's do 3 batches of that just to be safe. Thank you much. Okay, so that's looking good. Got some nice detail going now in this build. So just like on the inside, we're going to have some stairs that works to support the upper level. So we've got the 3 wide place here. I'm pretty sure, looking at my thing, that right there should be a support. Don't need one in the middle of that one, but there we go, right there. Okay, so those look good. And then, actually along with those, we're gonna have on either side of these, either side of each of these supports, we're gonna have another one just for the heck of it, and it'll make more sense next time when we start putting on the upper layer. But yeah, I think that's about what we're looking at. So that's pretty much the lower level. I'll come back after this episode before the next one, clear out this gravel, get the hay in. We've got a little bit of lighting. I believe the lighting's in the floor on this one as opposed to the roof. So I will get all of that figured out and in place before... Oh, this pick is too good. Tearing out more than I wanted to. So I'll get all that in place. I think we're about at time here for today. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I do a lot of building, so I guess if you're watching it, you tend to like building, but I normally don't get a ton of feedback on these I guess Farside and Minecraft. This is really my only Minecraft series at the moment. So I don't get a ton of feedback on those, so I'm just gonna assume that you guys like what's going on, and if not, let me know. I want to make sure that I'm doing kind of like what you guys like to see. And I know last week we had a couple of prank videos come up. You guys actually got bonus Minecraft videos last week just because of the way things went down. So yeah. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Next week we're going to work on, I'll show you the progress on the rest of this build, and we'll begin work on the upper layer, which is going to be, for all intents and purposes, our used car shop, but for horses. And we won't, obviously, well, maybe it's not obvious, but I definitely won't be having any stock in there for next episode or whatever, but we'll be getting going on the construction of that at least. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to continue detailing out the bottom here, and I'll show you guys all that progress next time, but I think it's time to let you guys go on with your lives. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this episode, please leave a like. I really appreciate that, and I will see you guys next time. As always, I've been Tortoise, and you guys have been great. Have a good one.